So training camp well underway, and it's an exciting time as all the players now trying to make the team and have a good impression. And we've been seeing that a bit with the Barrie Colts already. Zach Weigels looks solid for the Barrie Colts, and along with new additions, Brad Gardner and Tristan Bertucci. So a lot of excitement around the Barrie Colts. And this week, also having a meeting talking about the broadcast. So I just want to do a bit of an update on that. The Barrie Colts, of course, they're hosting the Oshawa Generals Saturday night for preseason action, and then the Owen Sound Attack Monday at 6 p.m. Both of those games will not be aired on Rogers TV, but I can confirm that the game on Thursday, September 19th against the Brampton Steelheads will be broadcast. That'll be the first broadcast for the 24-25 season, which is exciting stuff. Cannot wait to get back in the booth. They are doing the blue and white game tomorrow. I'll do a game recap after here on the channel, just talking about the standouts from that game and what to look forward to for Barrie Colts fans as we get set for the exhibition season. But it is exciting times as all the broadcasters, we're now getting set ourselves for the upcoming regular season. And to note, Rogers has signed a new deal with the Ontario Hockey League, which means all home games will be televised. You may remember over the last few seasons, there's always been at least two games that were not televised. That was just the Rogers TV stations that had this situation. But with this new agreement, things have been worked out. So all Rogers TV games will be broadcast during the regular season. And of course, those Rogers stations include Barrie, Owen Sound, Guelph, Kitchener, London, Oshawa, Ottawa, and Sault Ste. Marie. So exciting times as we get ready for this upcoming season. Now, the great thing about training camp is how some players who have not yet been signed, they come to camp and they show what what they're capable of, the areas that they've grown and have gotten stronger, and that sometimes will result in a few signings during training camp. And that's exactly what happened with the Erie Otters, as they're the first team to announce a signing out of camp with defenseman Keagan Knight. So Knight has signed his OHL scholarship and development agreement, which is pretty exciting. He was selected in the 7th round of the 2023 OHL priority selection, so a late pick, but the Erie Otters really liking what they see. Knight played with the Pelham Panthers in the GOJHL last season. 5 goals, 13 assists, good for 18 points. Now, Knight, he did appear in one game during the playoffs for the Erie Otters. He was called up for Game 2 of the first-round series against the Kitchener Rangers. He didn't register any points, but the Erie Otters pretty excited about what he's capable of. Dave Brown, he says that they've been keeping a close watch on Knight, and they wanted to sign him out of training camp. So congratulations to Knight. Now the Otters, they kick off the exhibition schedule to Friday night rather. That'll be in Kitchener against the Rangers, but they're taking part in the exhibition showcase, which is being held at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. The other teams that are taking part in this, it's kind of like a mini tournament, will also include the Brantford Bulldogs and the Saginaw Spirit. So those 4 teams will play a set of games at the Odd this weekend. And it's, I know it's not a tournament, but it's always cool to see these teams as a fan, being able to go to the rink, to see the different teams as they prepare for the upcoming season. And it's always a fun time when you can go to a game at the Odd. It's like the Maple Leaf Gardens of the Ontario Hockey League. I know I would love to go down this season when the Barrie Colts make their one visit to the Odd this season. So actually, I'll have that on my radar. There's a few road trip games that I'm hoping to take part. Sudbury, Brampton, those are also on the radar. So we'll see. And of course, I'd like to broadcast those games, but I will do road reports, kind of like I did last season here on the channel, just to give a bit of a review of how the Colts looked and their opposition. I'll also be doing that for all home games, but for the road games, they'll be selective on which games I travel to, because of course there's the added expense of getting there, unless we can get a sponsor here on the channel to sponsor the road reports. Maybe that's something that we can work on as the regular season gets underway. Now, one other update I wanted to talk about. I did that expansion video for the Ontario Hockey League about a month ago about cities that maybe could house an OHL team in the future. And one of those cities was Niagara Falls, New York, because the OHL has always had an eye on Western New York as a potential candidate for a team in the future. They have teams already in Pennsylvania and Michigan, but New York is kind of the state that the OHL would like to maybe have a team in eventually. And that one spot could be Niagara Falls, New York. Mayor Robert Restano, he is now seeking government funding for the project, the Centennial Park. It's a $200 million project. They want to have this, I believe it's a 5,000 seat arena downtown Niagara Falls. It's supposed to revitalize the downtown. I know there's been a lot of questions about this project. Some opponents would rather see jobs put on this land that the mayor wants to develop, but right now seeking government support, and has also hired a public affairs firm now to try and convince upper levels of government to help finance this future arena project. Now, there is no tenant for this arena, so that's why the OHL, this could be an avenue for them to explore. They have not been connected to this project as of yet, so at this point, it's all speculation. But still, Western New York, maybe Niagara Falls could be a site. We'll have to keep an eye out on this if this arena goes any further, because you have to figure if shovels do go in the ground, they're going to look for a tenant in some sort of capacity. Could it be junior hockey, and more specifically the Ontario Hockey League? Time will tell. I just figured because I did that expansion video, I'd kind of do an update as a follow-up about Niagara Falls, New York. So I think it's interesting that the city council right now moving on to that next step, potentially getting government funding to help with this $200 million project. So that's how I see it from the booth. I know this is a quick update video. Wanted to get something here on the channel talking about the Rogers broadcast coming up, the signing involving the Erie Otters, and what's going on in Western New York. Let me know in the comments section down below your thoughts on any of these news items. What are you most excited for as the preseason gets underway? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Talk to you again soon.